Time for the losers bracket. Let's go, boys and girls. We have the Dämmätsch providers against Ping Gapt. One thing to note here is that the Dämmätsch providers, I did you guys a bit of a favor because it seems that this is a German squad and they went into, let's put it like a bit of a different way of writing their name, more of a German pronunciation, more of a dialect version, so I kind of made this more understandable for the international audience here, but the name is still the same. We have Basharizer on map number 1 on this best of 3, on the left with Mephisto, Time Bullet on Blaze, for Corfi on Junkrat, Unlucky is playing May, El Dog on Alexstrasza, and over on the right side of the map it is Ping Gapt, the European North American team in the losers bracket. They got sent packing. We have Kjor on Dehaka, Skok on Uther, Madra on Gul'dan, Legacy on Stukov, and Ultralisk is playing Maiev. Him on Maiev in game number 1 is a bit of a surprise to me, honestly, and they need to be really careful. So, Mephisto's dead immediately. Now, there's a couple of things to really highlight here right from the get-go. I mean, first of all, it's already crazy that Ping Gapt is in the losers bracket in the first place. They have such a star-studded lineup that they were one of the teams that everybody expected to make a winner bracket run. That didn't happen. They got sent down into the losers bracket early, and I honestly think that they are just going to try to come out swinging here and absolutely crush the competition to try to get that lower bracket run going. We'll see how it turns out for them. Obviously, there's a bit of a caveat to point out because we have 3 players from NA that are playing on the red team. That means that they have a ping disadvantage over the Europeans since they're playing cross-server. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't play the game, but they will definitely have to account for that. So depending on what hero you play, depending on what kind of style you play, if you're focusing more on micro-heavy fights or macro, there is going to be a bit of a difference. Now, this is qualifier number 1 still for Meta Madness, which means no pre-bans. Once that we're heading into qualifier number 2, 3, 4, and 5, there will be pre-bans. They will always be noted, but you still can only play a hero once within a series. So, Junkrat and all the boys that you see here in game number 1 won't make it into the second map. But at this point, it's already 2 kills to 0. We have nearly a level lead here. Dehaka sitting at the side lane, looking pretty, is of course helping their cause too. It's kind of interesting that we have May and Alexstrasza now taken in game number 1 already. You would have expected that this one would be way more down the meta line than anything else. But let's see how the Dämmätsch providers are gonna perform here. They're in it for a bit of a rough ride, I would assume. It's honestly still crazy to me that the Ping Gapt Team PG is in the losers bracket in the first place. So definitely not an easy opponent for the blue team. And there's no denying that the red team is the clear favorite here. May with a heavy pack and the slush ball. Not your standard May build that we normally get. No heat transfer, any of those shenanigans, nope. We have our own interpretation of what works best here by Unlucky. And the camp claimed now at the top lane by the red team. Now they're playing this one out with a double support, so we have Skok in a main tank role supported by Uther. He's playing Uther supported by Stukov, so there we go. 2 supports, 2 healers, no Vala, but that also means that, for example, Maiev can go absolutely bonkers. And if you unleash Ultralisk, you know what usually happens there. Ultralisk is an absolute monster, an absolute beast, so you gotta be super careful about that. Down to the bottom of the map, we now get Kjor doing his thing and just keeping everything at bay here. He has a global, so all he wants to do is get level 7 for the team, and then he joins the fun, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. They're not quite on level 7 just yet, but here it kicks in. That gives them a talent advantage for a small window of time, but with Alexstrasza already popping the Dragon Queen, haven't really seen too much there just yet. They get pushed back. Nicely done, obviously, by the Dämmätsch providers, trying to establish a bit of a position for themselves on this one. Hasn't quite come out yet, but, well, there we go. So, they're starting to move in again, particularly on the Shrine. They haven't caught up with the red team. They're still ahead with 20 stacks to 8, and they're getting more. It's really also part because of that talent advantage that has lasted much longer than I expected. Level 7 now with the Bound by Shadow and a bit of cooldown reduction for Ping Gapt that helps Gul'dan, of course, to get more AoE damage out here too. And the blue team is doing the best they can to catch up and get that first Punisher, grab that Arcane Punisher and change things around, but they are still too far behind. And now that Basharizer gets attacked here too and nearly killed, it's another big problem for them. Time Bullet missing the stun. Has to be cautious on this too. Quest, by the way, nearly completed on the side of Alexstrasza, but they cannot get hold of that first Punisher. So the push through the top lane is now coming in. And with that, we have the wall easily destroyed. So even jumping over doesn't help too much. Ultralis comes in, gets the tether, and is trying to help the team get a kill. And guess what? It's actually happening exactly like that. Tethered straight into a stun by Uther. That's 3 kills to 0. And they're pushing the entire team back, which guarantees that the fort will fall. Nobody's even defending this anymore and getting additional damage in against the Punisher. So very nicely done. Great play by Pink Gapped. And of course, they're now also gapping the opponent in experience. An entire level lead that we already talk about after only 5 minutes into the game. So yes, well played. Well done. And more opportunities now for the red team. So, what can they do? Early level 10 should allow them to push this even more aggressively. So if they want to, for example, try and come in here and destroy another fort, then heroic abilities would be exactly the time when you're trying to do that. Or you could just simply steal all of the camps away on the map, which is something that Gul'dan has already thought about. Get them all! Camps are like Pokemon. You gotta get them all. Gotta go for them whenever you can. But we get now level 10 with that Divine Shield. No surprises here. Massive shove is in, and it is party time. Now they can wait for the minion wave, move in, and try to just take some of these boys and girls down. So, let's go. Tower goes down. And, well, we have a chance to go straight in for Unlucky, maybe. Good tether once again. Divine Shield helps, and straight into a Lurking Arm. Mei is a little bit, well, unlucky. Kind of caught on the wrong side of that fight. So after Alexstrasza falls, we are now going to see Mephisto drop. But guess Mei got lucky after all. Mei is able to sneak out of the battle. It doesn't change the fact that they're now losing the second fort at the 6-minute mark. So this one is also eliminated. One more done, and with 5 kills to 0, the pressure, of course, continues to mount up for the damage providers. So far, they haven't provided a lot of damage. Mephisto has. I guess Mephisto has, and Junkrat has also contributed a bit, but you compare it to Gul'dan and to Maiev, and it's just simply not enough. That's the short and long of it. So, we got now the Snowball, the Avalanche is in. Durance of Hate for Mephisto. Blaze hasn't made a choice yet. I mean, come on, dude. Don't tell me you're really going for Combustion. Okay, Bunker it is. It's always kind of funny to me when a hero that has an absolute meta talent as their level 10 starts to hide it. I mean, probably got bored and had other shit to do, but imagine Combustion being used here. I haven't seen that in a hot minute, but if there's any tournament where this is going to be played, then it is, of course, Meta Madness. So yeah, I shouldn't judge him too quickly. But again, we're coming in with more damage done, and another camp about to be claimed. At least they're trying to steal it. Level 13 talents could help them with that too. And they're trying. Are they fully committed to this? Are they really coming in here? Yeah, well, they try. The mine was not perfectly placed. Bunker is on the ground. They're trying to get the kills. Oh, the Lurking Arm again. And also the Isolation Time Bullet. And he gets out. The camp is lost, but Blaze survives. So I guess that's the good news. They still didn't get the camp. And to make matters worse, the fort in the middle has now also taken damage. And just look at the top lane. There's a double Shaman camp here. There's not only one, there's 2. So yeah, Mei now dying in the middle of the map. All alone, trying to defend the fort. Doesn't improve their position in the game. The Shrine is also getting attacked. So they have lost all the forts. They've lost their tank just as the objective comes up. And had to also suffer the loss of 1 tower and nearly the gate at the top. So things are not really looking good. And as all of this plays out, with them showing in the middle, the red team just walks down to the bottom of the map and says, you know what, guys? We can actually start taking this wall apart a little bit. Even just opening the side wall up is already giving us a much better position once we're pushing in with the Punisher. Because nobody here believes that they're not going to get it. If they, on the other hand, lose Ultralis because he is trying to int, that would be a different story. but they're still looking for that fight. Gul'dan gets the Frozen Punisher, and this is likely going to be a keep. Frozen Punisher, the strongest one in the bunch, and already they're struggling in this fight. There's still no level 13 talent, by the way, for the Dämmätsch providers, and they can't even run properly from the Punisher. Mephisto, is he gonna die? Not yet. But they still have a chance to go for unlucky, and yeah, he gets stunned out again, gets fully surrounded, slides out, and gets murdered by the Punisher. May is gone, died 3 times now. Alexstrasza is dead as well. Ping gapped. They're taking the Dämmätsch providers to the clinic, to the cleaners. I mean, that is all forts gone. The keep is likely going to get destroyed too. And now they're taking Blaze down. They're going through the blue team like hot butter through cheese. 3-level advantage at this point. They're just looking fantastic. 9 kills to 0. This looks more and more like a perfect game. And with a bit of luck, they might even get level 16 talents before their opponent hits level 13. I mean, just look at this. A few more heroes dying, and that is exactly what's going to happen here. Mephisto is already in trouble. Now they just need to be careful that nobody dies and the perfect game becomes reality. And indeed it does. Lost no structures, lost no heroes. GG, a well-deserved victory in game number 1 for Pink Gap. They're quite a bit angry, I'd say, after being dropped down into the losers bracket. And they are on a tear. Well done. Alright guys, before we're heading into the next map, just a quick PSA for everybody. I already advertised for them a while ago, and we have a sponsor here on the channel, that is Holzcan. They make watches, sunglasses, a lot of accessories, and I'm a huge fan. I talked about them a few times, and they've been a partner now for a few months. Just a quick side note, as Christmas is coming up, they actually have some special offers right now, particularly with Black Friday, so they have Black Weeks currently on their website, and what that means is that they have some absolutely crazy discounts. So there's a link in the description that you can click. Clicking the link, by the way, supports the channel directly. So even if you're not going for a wild shopping spree or anything, just clicking the link already helps. So I would really appreciate if you would take the few seconds that it takes to actually click through that and visit the website quickly. But that out of the way for just a second, their offers are really awesome. I love the products that these guys have. I have several watches from them by now, and I absolutely love them. So if you guys haven't taken a look, you definitely should. And as I said, they have some huge offers. So if you're still shopping for Christmas presents, if you want to get something for yourself, this might be the best opportunity to do exactly that. So check them out. And again, click the link, just support the channel alone. With that, we're heading into the next match. So thanks guys for listening and enjoy the rest of the series. Battlefield of Eternity, game number 2, Ping gapped against the Dämmätsch providers. Now, to be fair to them, the Dämmätsch providers, they spell their name a little bit differently. That seems to be a German team, or they're Austrian or something. But yeah, like, to make this a bit more accessible to the general international audience, I pronounced, or I wrote Dämmätsch properly. They are using a little bit of a slang there and a writing style in German to put that out. But first game, definitely a bit of a quickie. So our star-studded team in blue looking real good here. This is the losers bracket, of course, of Meta Madness. So I don't think that Ping Gap was really too happy about their performance in on the first day of the tournament. It was actually crazy. It was really insane. Some of the top-tier favorites all of a sudden ended up in the lower bracket, and everybody was just sitting there like, what exactly is just happening right now? So yeah, we got 3 Americans here. Again, ping disadvantages are definitely a thing. So we have Legacy, we have Madara, and we have Cure on the blue team. So there is a bit of a ping discrepancy. I always talk about this. I talked about it when the Europeans played on the North American server, and the same is also true, of course, vice versa. So is that ping disadvantage a problem? Yes, it definitely is. It definitely matters. It's not going to make the game unplayable for them, but they have to make certain adjustments. That can be that there's particular heroes that they are a bit less likely to play because it relies much on you having quick reactions. They might focus sometimes a bit more on macro. Overall, still very much playable, but you have to adjust, and there is a slight disadvantage that comes just with it. That's just the truth of the matter. So these guys are obviously on a level where they can compensate for that, but we'll see how far they can go here. Hanzo gets taken first as a first pick in this one. Also, keep in mind the 10 heroes that were played in the previous game cannot be played again. We have Zarya banned out on Battlefield of Eternity, which is always a bit sad because I love Zarya Garrosh. I really like it. I think Zarya Garrosh is a fun combo to watch, and Battlefield of Eternity is where we see it the most. Now we have Cure on Urel, and we get a Muradin by Skok. And for our boys in red, I mean, they gotta step it up a bit here, right? Actually, I'm thinking about it right now. I'm wondering if there's already points allotted to the teams that lose in this round. As explained before, with the qualifiers for the playoffs, for Meta Madness, for the real tournament, right? You gain points the farther you go in a tournament. And if I'm not mistaken, the red team already receives a few points for how far they were able to go. So the more rounds you advance through, the more points you get. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the 5 qualifiers, the leaderboard will determine which teams then qualify directly for the main event. Where the real party obviously also starts. I mean, we talked about all of this already a bit throughout all of those games, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Garrosh gets banned, Tracer gets banned. We still have Ultralisk over here, and for me personally, it's always interesting to see what exactly he picks. It's Greymane, at least for now. Good damage against the Immortals, so can already lock that in. And we get Ana! We're getting more and more Ana all of a sudden, I like it. So, Madara going straight into some mage damage. Let's see what we're gonna get for him, but me likey. Ana is also the hero that triggered for a long time Johanna's using a falling sword over Blessed Shield, because you could just put enormous pressure on her and just simply in every fight dive her, and Ana was just running away like, ah! And couldn't do anything any longer. ETC, good for Battlefield of Eternity, because you can use him very nicely to push people into the Immortal stun and create some space for your front line, together with Hogger on the side of the damage providers. And that leaves us with our last pick. So if you want to combo anything off with Ana, if you want to go for some nano boost action, then this is going to be the moment. You would need a mage in order to pull that through properly. And there's plenty still to choose from. Nothing banned out on the mage side. So Madara, what's it going to be? What are we going to go for? It's Slimming. Alright. Nano boost Slimming. I'm here for it. Battlefield of Eternity. Game number 2, everybody. The damage providers against Ping Gapped. Let's go. Game number 2. Prepare yourself for battle. Ultralisk on Li Ming. Swapperoonie with Madara. Madara is now the one that is playing Greymane, with Legacy, of course, rocking Ana. We got Skok on Murden, and we got Cure on Urel. To the right side of the map, Unlucky with ETC. We got Basharize on Hanzo, Time Bullet on Hogger, El Dogo on Anduin, and Fokofi is playing Sylvanas. Alright, Pero Patada. Let's go, boys! El Dog. Not quite sure what he's going for with that. I mean, yeah, either you go full Pero or I don't know, but like he's mixing this a little bit too much. El Pollo Diablo. Full Monkey Island on this one. Ah, still love that series. Anyways, block party on level 1, and we get Redemption. And he needs to get a lot of that. So, redeem yourself for previous actions in game number 1. Anyways, Stormbolt connects already, and of course there is a clear favorite in this series. I mean, duh. When you're looking at the players on the side of the blue team, the first question that you should ask yourself is like, how the hell did they end up in the losers bracket? And it was quite the upset, but it was also pretty cool, because having the Cats and the Raiders going this far in the winner bracket was really, really sweet to observe, and the games were just incredible. Not only the compositions that were played by all of the teams in the winner bracket, but also the outcome of the matches. I mean, core races. We basically had everything there. Really liked it. Super cool games. Now, ETC is eating a lot of damage here. Boys want to go for Bees, and with, well, Urel moving to the top, they caught Cure. So Cure's gone, and that leaves Sylvanas and Hogger on the top lane alone to take some of these structures out. It always hurts when you lose your top laner. That always is a massive problem, and it is very evident here now too, because that wall is getting destroyed very quickly. One tower down, the gate is in trouble. They're starting to chase Hogger a little bit, and Time Bullet might actually fall here. So they overstayed their welcome slightly, but you know what? Maybe? No, Stormbolt was still close, and there's the kill. So they get the counter kill. They overstayed their welcome a little bit. Still, cool move to begin with. And of course, they were able to do structural damage, which is in and of itself one of the most important thing. But down at the bottom of the map, what we do now see is Ultralisk getting a camp together with Legacy. And topside, the red team is trying to reply and at least take one camp for themselves as well. Now, quest nearly completed over here. So we currently have 10 out of 12 that they need. Holger is moving in for the Shaman camp. We are about to see announcement of a Punisher of Immortal #1. And yeah, both teams are of course going for the Shaman camps pretty much immediately. Murden also with a Reverberation. So we're gonna see the Bronzebeard Rage on level 13, no healing static. I love the clap build. Just like come in, clap through, heal yourself up there. Fan of that. Power Word, Shield, and the Moral Compass. Alright. Oh, I don't know. Anduin just makes me laugh. People are so obsessed with Anduin, like, I don't really get it. Like, every single time that I make fun of him, people are like, oh my god, how could he hate him? It's really amusing. I mean, I explained a couple of times already what I think of Anduin and that I actually like him as a hero in the game. But the lore character in and of itself is just absolutely ridiculous. Who would follow that guy into battle? I mean, give me a break. Now they're trying to make him a little bit more manly, apparently, or they tried at the last BlizzCon. The guy has a Robin skin, for fuck's sake. I mean, that is the definition of a beta. When you have a Robin skin anywhere as an official skin, then you're a beta. You're nowhere near an alpha. I'm not following you into battle. I'm not even following you to the supermarket. It's not happening. So, it's not a thing. But yeah. My mommy! The power word. Shield. Can you imagine that in any setup? I have a power word. What is the power word? It's shield. Ooh, no, please, not shield. There's people that are looking towards that chump and they're like, oh yeah, he's the leader. Okay, he has all the words. Oh boy, okay, so we had the first Immortal pretty much as expected. It's really the blue team, again, that is currently running the show here. So we got at the top Immortal with a huge shield already. Maybe the Immortal has also a power word, who knows. We get it! Well, what is this shit? Come on, Ultralist, don't do this to me. Where's my Calamity? Really? 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 All built? Do you have to do that? It's like, nah. I mean, now I at least want to see you go all out with this. I want to see the thingy, the glass cannon, and everything else that you can get. So, yeah. Top fort is already a little bit of trouble. 7 versus 7. Not too many kills, by the way, from Pink Gap. They're still behind in the kill count. Only one they were able to get so far. They got damage on both forts. Haven't been able to destroy a single one. But, yeah. I love Madara. Madara always writes with like, he writes really epic mounts. I mean, this is a super unique mount. I'm not quite sure if you were aware of it. It's so epic. It's so unique. God, I wish I had that mount. But unfortunately, it's really unique. And super epic in case that you haven't caught that yet. Oh, the Basherizer with 10 hit points. And that's the end of Greymane. Actually, Madara is playing Liming, isn't he? Yeah, no, Ultralist is playing Liming, sorry. I was about to bash Madara here, like how dare I? So Greymane goes down, 3 kills to 1, and maybe they can get even a bit more here. Because right now, level 7, we get the Echo Pedal. Ooh, Echo Pedal. I mean, normally when you're going Echo Pedal on level 7, at least in the Western context, that means that you are really thinking about going stage dive. Koreans is a little bit different, but the, I mean, historically speaking, level 7 Echo Pedal for ETC usually indicates that you are thinking about playing a global. And you could jump on Ana. You could definitely jump on Ana and try and take her out there. So, that's that. On top of that, we get the heavy impact. That's heavy. By the way, is that fat phobic? Like seriously, if you call a Terran on Murden heavy impact, don't you literally call him fat? Like, look at that fatty jumping. Oh my god, that's gonna be a heavy impact. Blizzard being really mean here. I mean, dude, you can't do this anymore. It's 2023. He is weight challenged, if anything. So yeah. They just called Murden fat. That just happened. Oh, ETC is gone. So is Anduin. Damn, they're making a triple. Hanzo is dead too. Hanzo got murdered. Li Ming, look at Ultralist getting his resets here. If he does this much damage with an AWP build, can you imagine what he could have done with Calamity? Woo! Real brutal. So, let's go. I mean, Blizzard is a little bit rough here. Fat shaming and everything. This is just not okay. Dwarf, look at him again with a heavy impact. He's a little bit slower, you know, because he has a lot of weight to carry around apparently, as we just learned. So he can't quite keep up with ETC or with Hogger as he was trying to get away. But when he jumps, damn, he's going for the heavy impact. If Muradin jumps into a pool, the water's gone. He's going full whale. It's either Muradin in the pool or water in the pool. You can choose, but it's one or the other. It's not me saying that. It's clearly Blizzard. It's clearly Blizzard that says that. I'm not making, like, I have not made up these talent names. That's coming from Blizzard directly, so... So, with that, we're now getting the fight over the next Immortal here. And so far, the red team is not looking at a good outcome. 4 kills to 3, so blue team is going for a few... Ooh, yeah, that light bulb, ouch. That was supposed to save him, but it just didn't. So now he's gone. And this is also true for... Oh my god! Let him live! Please! Don't kill them all! It's an absolute atrocity. Ultra with 4 kills. Make it 5, baby! No, he can't! Yeah, there it is! He gets them all! He gets them all! Ultralis gets every single kill. Full team wipe. And of course they get the big shield Immortal as well. Damage providers, they're a little bit outclassed here. Honestly, cool for them that they made it this far. I know it's the losers bracket, but they're going up against one of the heavy hitters here. It's a team that many expected to make a run through the winners bracket, and it was quite the upset when the blue team was sent down into the losers bracket here. But yeah, obviously at this point they're just hanging on for dear life. They're trying to somehow survive this, but it is just rough. The top fort is gone, the bottom fort has been destroyed already earlier, and now with more than a level lead, the blue team is clearly going for victory and trying to take this one on. So yeah, there it is. That wall is going to be destroyed. The keep very likely to be taken out. And there it is, Glass Cannon, as already predicted earlier. If Ultralisk goes for an orb build, you know what's going to happen. Talking about him, looking at his damage, 26,000. I'm a bit disappointed here. I mean, he needs to step it up a bit, right? Because he barely has more damage than Hanzo. Dude, are you going to lose an Overwatch hero? Well, ETC jumping in. Red Mosh Pit, by the way. ETC down, Anduin down, and now the rest of the team is also on the run. Shockwave comes out. They might go for the core here directly. I mean, the keep is obviously gone. That was already a given. But there's the chance to take the core out. We are 10 minutes into the game. So, a bit disappointing that Pink Gap wasn't able to close this out earlier. They might not even be able to finish it here, by the way. But they have now a 2-level lead, and they're just going for Hanzo again. Sleep Dart, Greymane, and Hanzo is gone. Hanzo gone, Catapult slowly coming in, but the death timers are of course very low right now. Despite the fact that they have their shields removed and are able to do some damage here, I'm not sure if they can really take the entire game. Every time they're killing a hero, he's back soon. Light bomb playmaker into the rest of the team, but thankfully for them, Ultralisk was able to take the target out before the explosion and the stun came through, or this could have been a bad awakening for them. The core by now at 72% and the siege is real. I mean, can't stop, won't stop. They are just sitting there getting more and more damage connected and putting, of course, also pressure on Ana for the heals. Everybody is low on that team, but the core is also dropping low. It's at 60% as we speak. And the arrow connects with the back line. Ana, ooh, it's ETC that falls. That ragdoll also gets bodied. 46% on the core. Sylvanas is getting murdered, and Ultralisk, yeah, he is looking great here. But Urel falls, so Cure dies again, but this is still going to be a 2-0 victory for Ping Gap as the blue team advances to the next round of the losers bracket.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.